My family's favorite car, after owning all these different hoopties from Quattroportes to Murcielagos, is the new Range Rover. And it's funny because that is the car that I got in the most trouble for buying. I had already bought my E55, it was being manual swapped, and I surprise bought a 6-car, and I have a 2-car garage. And my wife was like, what are you doing? You bought another car before you've even seen the most recent one you bought. And so we, had a little discussion about that. And my wife is thankfully very patient and forgiving. And then the car shows up and my wife loves it. She is not a car girl. She's never really had an interest. She's never asked to drive any of my cars. Even right now, she drove the car today. She drove the car yesterday. She's basically taken the car from me and said, this is my favorite car. And literally, it is the best car of all cars ever made. It's perfect. And so I have turned my wife into a car girl, from someone who tolerated the car hobby to someone who's like actively sharing it. She even said, that was the best 20 miles of my life, like just going back and forth to the grocery store and the beach today. So the convertible Range Rover is apparently the ultimate chick magnet. Well, or at least my wife. But it came off in a funny way. So I'm known as Crazy Nick. I love my P38 Range Rovers. Someone who listened to the podcast DM'd me and said, hey, I saw at a Mannheim auction in Pennsylvania, which is dealers only, this car pop up that I think you might be interested in. And I said, okay, well, tell me more. I don't need another car, but I can't say no to a potential deal. And so it showed it had the top up, but I could tell very clearly it was a convertible. And the description, all caps, like the most used car salesman ever, was like, one of 2 in the world, the other one went to the Queen of England, and like really hyping that it was the provenance of the Queen of England. And I still don't know for sure that that's true, but there are pictures of the Queen of England in an L405 convertible that look roughly similar. And I did find something on Newport Convertible Engineering's website with the Queen in it. So I think there might be something there. And so I figured, all right, if it's tied to the Queen and it's a convertible Range Rover full size, this could be really, really special. Then I said, all right, I think I'm willing to go up to 40 grand on it. Then I talked to my friends and Doug DeMiro especially. And Doug is like, I think you should spend double that. And I'm like, oh, well, I'm not Doug DeMiro here. I don't think I have the deep pockets for that, but I'll go up to 50. That's my top number. So it comes along, and the Mannheim auctions are very different than Cars and Bids or Bring a Trailer. It is the and the whole auction's over in minute 30, maybe 2 minutes. Like what one incremental bid adds to the clock on Bring a Trailer is the whole auction. So you had to be ready. You had to have your number. I'm super overwhelmed, but at this point, I've like already fallen in love. When it rolled up on the block, the top came down. So I knew, okay, now at least I know the top is functional. I've never seen it. I don't know why it's in Pennsylvania. I don't know why a Chevy dealer is selling it, but it has a functioning top. So I'm like, all right, 50. I'm sticking to it, I swear. And the bidding starts at 75. No bidders. So then they drop it to 65. No bidders. And I'm getting real nervous. It drops down to 55, still no bidders. Drops down to 40, someone starts bidding. 41, 42, 43. I bid at 49, basically my best and final right out the gate, and I take it home. It's a conditional bid, which means they have to approve it, but I think the Chevy dealer was like, please get this convertible Range Rover out of here. We have no market for it in Pennsylvania. And it came to me in California. And ever since then, it's my wife's favorite car. And I do have to say, it's worth every penny of 49 grand, even though the similar L405 is worth maybe half that on a good day. It's a 2016. It's a 5-liter supercharged, so 510 horsepower, I think 460 foot-pound of torque. And this one's fully loaded. It's got like the lane keep, adaptive cruise. It's my newest car. Nicest is arguable, but it's my newest car. It's a 2016. My wife's Cayenne is a 2014, and it's only got 38,000 miles. So all the problems with L405s tend to come with age. So I think I'm good there. It had previously been in Miami. So after I posted a video on YouTube about it, people started chiming and saying, here it is on Gold Rush Rally. Here it is like cruising around the Arts District of Miami. Like the car has lived a life, very like posh and pretty well taken care of as far as I can tell. So all I know for sure, so Newport Convertible Engineering did it. There's a placard in there, and the placard said it was done May 2016. So it was done brand new out of the factory. Someone had to have bought the car, shipped it straight to them, and had the roof cut off, which is like crazy. I was nervous doing a manual swap. Cutting the roof off of a car is way more nerve-wracking, but it was done in period. That's all I know. I've contacted Newport Convertible Engineering. They must be busy. They have not returned my calls. Or they don't want to see it again. I'm not sure which. I know that they did it. It has a roll bar through it, so they did a lot of like safety and structural rigidity. The power top still works really well. It really has no flaws. There's a couple like rubber gaskets that over time just have gotten a little cracked that I'm going to fix. And then the tonneau cover has gone missing. So I'm going to have to make a new one or figure something out there. It's a power top. but you push the button right next to where the sunroof button is. The sunroof button now does nothing. And it comes up in maybe 10 seconds. And it comes in there, then you latch it into place just like the SLR. So as far as I'm concerned, compared to the SLR, it's a very similar roof. And it's way better than my Murcielago Roadster or some other soft tops, right? So it's easy enough my wife can do it, which is no offense to her, but like it's foolproof enough that I don't have to worry about it. The first thing I did after I bought it was I took it to a touch-free car wash and I hit it with a pressure washer to see if it would leak. And there was a couple drops, but pretty good. And the drops actually came, there's like a tear maybe an inch long in it. So we'll get that patched up and we're good. From what I've Googled and ChatGPT'd, it's 30 grand for a non-power top and 40 grand for a power top. That's on a Tesla. I assume there's maybe a Range Rover tax, but I think 40 is sort of the number I had in the back of my head. So if I bought the car for 49, it's either a $9,000 Range Rover with a $40,000 top, or I could split the difference and say it's roughly 50-50. But I feel good about the value in part because I had bid on 2 different convertible full-size Range Rovers before. There was an RRC, which is like the 90 to 95. It had ties to the Sultan of Brunei. I tried to bid on that this year at RM Scottsdale during Barrett-Jackson, like the big auction week. And I think it went to $140,000. And the guy that won it drove his Bugatti to the auction. So in a Chiron too, like a real nice one. So I was like, all right, even if I had tried to bid up that high, he would have just come over top of me again and again and again. And then the other one was a P38, and that one also went for, I want to say 120. They're 6-figure cars when they come up. Both of those had ties to the Sultan of Brunei, but this one maybe has a tie to the Queen of England, so maybe that's worth more. Maybe that's worth less. No one can prove any of this. So I do think there is upside to the car, especially after I service it and enjoy it. But my wife has also told me I'm never allowed to sell it. Newport Convertible Engineering on their website says they've done 700 cars. And they've done everything from a G650 Lotto Lays and Maybachs to Tesla Model 3s. Don't know why someone would do that. They've done a 955 Cayenne. But 4-door convertibles, if you think about it, like no OEM's really done that. There was the Lincoln Continental in the 60s. That was a 4-door convertible. Some of the Maybach Lotto Lays are arguably a 4-door convertible, but those aren't really production cars. I think every manufacturer have said, 1, they're horribly ugly with the top up. Like the proportions don't work. 2, very few people want convertibles anyway, so it's already like 5% of the market. Of that 5%, how many want 4-door convertibles? It's probably 5% of the 5%, so it's not worth it. And then the engineering problem of just adding in all the reinforcements and making sure the car doesn't feel sloppy and unsafe. So you need a shop like Newport Convertible Engineering to do it, but 700 deep, I think they figured out like how to make the custom canvas, how to do the hydraulics, like all the tricks of the trade to make it appear factory-ish, or at least like if you spent 40 grand on it, you didn't feel ripped off. It wasn't like a Sawzall job with Bubba and the boys, over a couple cold ones.
When you're looking at a used car, the most important step is a good inspection, and Lemon Squad is the fastest, easiest, and usually the cheapest possible way to get that car inspected because their nationwide network of certified inspectors can be on site usually within 24 to 72 hours anywhere in the United States to let you know exactly what you're looking at and give you the negotiation leverage that you're looking for. But look, when you're buying a used car, generally you are trading that downside of depreciation of a new car with some mechanical risk that goes with having a used car. And starting with a good inspection is the right first step, but things still happen. Things still break down the road. And Lemon Squad has just launched their new program, Lemon Squad Protect, to insulate from those exact risks. And the coolest thing is once their inspectors say that the car is good enough to qualify and it goes through their system, you can actually just pay for it month to month and cancel it at any time. The coverage is really affordable, and it is the best way to have that peace of mind that whatever used car you're buying is going to keep behaving itself and not break the bank. So check them out now at the link in the description below, or use the QR code on your screen to check out Lemon Squad Protect and see if your vehicle is eligible. Check out Lemon Squad Protect to thank them for their support of VINwiki and drive with more peace of mind with Lemon Squad.